Welcome back, my friends. I am Cheryl. Welcome to Sunshine and Coffee. Sit back, relax, chat with me for a little bit. Why don't you? So, yeah, 50s, a little weird, right? Back when I was like a late teen into my early 20s, I truly thought like 50 was the end of life. Um, Now, in a weird way, I kind of feel like my life is just beginning. And that could be because I've really taken control of my health in the last 2 years. I've recently lost 80 pounds. Um, I have chronic kidney disease, which was a real eye opener for me. But that's also the point where I realized, holy crap, you're older and you really need to start concentrating on these things. I really put my health on the back burner for decades. I started having children, and my health, their health was priority. Their life was priority. My world truly revolved around my children. Um, and I'm grateful for that. I'm happy the way I raised my kids. I'm happy the way that I did things. I have no regrets there whatsoever. But my oldest is now 29. He's married, lives out of state, has a child of his own. My amazing grandson will be 2 next month. My middle is 25. He still lives at home, but he's extremely independent. He runs his own business. And my youngest will be 16 in about 6 weeks. He just got his first job. He's a straight A student. He's thinking about the future, asked me to open an investment account for him yesterday. He'll be graduating high school in 2 years. And we're finally to the place in life, my husband and I, where we can go out to dinner and not have to worry. I mean, he comes with us most places still. We go on family vacations with the entire family. Like, my adult children are choosing to come on vacation with us. That's probably been like one of the coolest things ever. As an adult, to see your adult children come full circle from being like a teenager into their early 20s, but I just can't wait to get out of your house, your rules are too much, but all of that to come full circle and choose to be spending time with you is one of the most amazing gifts you'll ever be given. It truly is. To go on vacation with your adult children and their significant others and your grandchildren, it's something I never even considered and thought possible. It's just truly amazing. It really is. We went on vacation with my parents when I was divorced. My first 2 children were from my first marriage, and when I was divorced, I moved back with my parents. And we went on several vacations with my parents and my sister and her family. And I never really thought about it then. It just was the way it was. And actually, my cousin was there with her parents. And I never really thought about how, like, the effect that that was having on our parents, that we were there with them. But I'll tell you, it is truly one of the most amazing, amazing things. And I hope that any of you that have children, if they are grown, that you experience that, and if they are growing, that you get to that point, because it is truly the most precious, precious thing, and I absolutely love it. Now, on the flip side of that, I am also becoming the adult for my parents. And this is not something I was prepared for. I am the only girl to my mom and dad's children. My dad has a daughter, my sister, from his first marriage. So, she had her mom, and I kind of have our mom and dad. If you are the daughter in a family, you will get it. I am just, I don't know, I drew that straw, I guess, and I have become the responsible party. Um, and it's a lot, and I was not truly prepared for it. I am on a daily basis making decisions for them, for my family, and for my minor child on a regular basis. And it is a lot. It is way more than I ever anticipated. And I'm not saying this in a negative way because I wouldn't change it. I am extremely grateful that I am able to help my parents in that way, but it is definitely not something that you sit in school about and you dream about one day. Obviously, it is. I am very grateful that at 53 I still have both of my parents, but it's a lot, and every day it's something different. That's something I could probably do a whole different video on, but I don't know that I would want to do that without my parents' permission, and my dad is not a fan of the internet. So that has been extremely interesting. Watching how your friendships evolve, and realizing, I think this is going to make me cry, that not everyone in your life is meant to stay forever. I think a lot of times we have these grand expectations. You know, you have that BFF or that person that you think will be by your side no matter what for the rest of your life. And that's just not the case. Friendships evolve, and sometimes they come full circle. So if any of you have come here from my other channel, I have a friend now who is my closest, dearest friend, Kyla, who I was friends with in kindergarten. And we went through elementary school together, and then we kind of came back together in high school, and we were in the same program that we were taking, and we became very close again. And then, you know, went off to college and did our thing and got married. And then when I was 37 and pregnant with my youngest, we came back together. But really, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've become really, really close again. So it's interesting watching that friendship evolve, because there was a great amount of time in the middle where we didn't see or talk to each other. But realizing that not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. Some people are just there for, you know, small snippets of time, and that some friendships evolve it's really interesting. Your circle gets really, really, really broad at some points in your life, and then as you get older, you really bring that circle much, much closer and tighter, and realizing just how deep some of those relationships truly, truly are. Realizing how quickly time actually goes by. And I think any of you who may be of a certain age here with me realize the older you get, the faster it goes, and it is wild. The past 2 years since my grandson has been born has just flown by, but I can truly say that about the past 30 years. My oldest son is 29 years old, and I feel like I was driving him to preschool pregnant with my second just yesterday. And those memories are so vivid that it's mind-boggling to think 30 years have gone by. Like, I truly remember being that wild 20-something year old out until 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, going home for 2 hours, getting up at 5:30 and going to work with a stamp from a nightclub, and like living large, living like the best life. And I feel like in so many ways that was yesterday. And yet multiple lifetimes have gone by in the blink of an eye. I have been married twice. I have 3 almost grown children. I have a grandchild. I have a daughter-in-law. My parents are at a certain age. I have changed careers more than once. I went from legal secretary to paraprofessional working in education, and then from paraprofessional back to administrative assistant. So even that has kind of come full circle. Oddly enough, when I graduated high school and I went on to college, it wasn't an accredited college. It was like a trade school of sorts. And I then was focused on travel and tourism with like really a major in administrative education. When I got out of school, there was no jobs in the travel industry. At that point, the internet was really taking off and you were able to do things on your own. And it was like 30 years later, maybe 27, where I actually became a part-time, like real-time travel agent. So I went to school for one thing, paid a lot of money to do so, and then 30 years later, actually that became a part-time career of mine. So it is very interesting to see how life kind of takes this like really full circle kind of thing. But rediscovering your own life again is something that is really cool in your 50s, like as your kids are growing older, or you're just rediscovering your own life and your own likes and dislikes in a way that is really you want, or I want to be happy in my own life and in my own skin and in my own body. And you know, when you're a mom, you're a parent, and you have a family, everybody else's priorities are important, and that's fine. And that was great for like that season of life. That was my main priority, was my family, making sure everybody was fed, dressed, healthy, you know, had what they needed for school, was being successful, and you know, good humans, raising good humans, right? And everything else just kind of took like a step back. And in the past couple of years, in my 50s, I'm enjoying things again. I'm finding hobbies. YouTube has become a huge hobby of mine that I absolutely love. I love connecting with all of you and the viewers and putting content out there and telling my story. I'm really finding, and that too is weird seeing the progression, because when I was much younger, I was a writer. I wrote for publications, and I was always interested in writing. I always excelled at writing, and I went on to write. And I find this to be like my verbal storytelling. So it's interesting watching kind of all of this come full circle, whether it's my writing or my travel. So I do have like a part-time travel business, Hakuna Matata Vacations. Finding all of these hobbies and figuring out what you enjoy in life and kind of what makes you happy. I really do feel like this is the beginning of the next phase of my life, and really maybe the best phase of my life, where I don't have to worry so much about everybody else, where it can be focused on myself or myself and my husband. Now, that's not to say that I don't love spending time with my family, and they're always going to be the focus of everything in my life. My goal, and one of the things I've talked about on my other channel numerous times is my goal is to get my entire family, being myself, my husband, my 3 kids, whatever significant others they are with, and my grandchild or children, if so happens, to Hawaii together. My husband and I went on our honeymoon 18 years ago to Hawaii, and I absolutely fell in love with it. But in the same regard, it was one of the hardest trips ever for me because I left my kids at home. And leaving was torturous. I cried our wedding night. I cried from midnight to the time the car got here at 3:30. I cried on the plane until I finally fell asleep, and then discovered the beauty of Hawaii. And then on day 7, we were there for 9 or 10 days. On day 7, it hit me again, and I just couldn't wait to go home. And I got home and I held them in my arms, and I promised them I would never go on that type of vacation without them again. And that has held true. My kids have been involved in every vacation we've had. They didn't always choose to come at some point. My youngest has. But my goal in life is to get my whole family to Hawaii. I plan it out. I write it. I have goals in papers and notes and stuff all over the place. It is something that I really, truly want more than anything because I love my family. I love vacationing. I love planning vacations, and I love spending that quality time with them. So that too has something that's kind of come full circle because it really stems from my love of travel and my education in travel and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, getting older is really, really different, but also exciting. And I am thrilled for what's to come and all of the adventures. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you for being here and for watching these videos and for helping to make all of these dreams come true. So that is going to do it. Let me know in the comments what has been the most exciting thing that you have found at whatever stage of life you are in. I am extremely curious. And maybe what other types of videos that you guys are looking for. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. We are trying to grow this channel to 1,000 viewers, and I would love to see how quickly we can do that. Thank you so much for being here. I love and adore each and every one of you. Go out and have some fun. Bye, guys.